In the last lesson, we have learned diverse data formats that seem like coats dressed on the ordinary values. And in daily work, there is an essential function, data calculation. WPS Spreadsheet has powerful abilities of data calculation, and we will share several commonly used methods with you. There are mainly three methods. 1. Calculate with calculation operators. 2. Calculate by pasting special. 3. Calculate by functions. First, select the cell. Input equals 7 plus 3 over 2, and press the Enter key to get the result. That is the method of calculating with calculation operators. It works like a calculator. We input numbers and different operators to quickly calculate and return the correct result. In addition to inputting precise values, we can also reference cells to calculate the values inside. For example, I want to sum up B3 and C3. Input equals, select cell B3, input plus, select cell C3, and press the Enter key to get the result. We can drag the fill handle to apply the formula to more calculations quickly. The rest of the cells will calculate according to the operational rules of the first cell. In addition, we can also apply the formula to other cells by selecting Formula in the Pasting Special option. In addition to inputting formulas into cells, we can also check or modify formulas in the formula bar. Press the shortcut key Ctrl-tilde and you can display all the formulas in the table. Do you remember that we mentioned the method of calculating by copying and pasting in one of the previous lessons? The steps are very simple. For example, we want to sum up the data of this column and cell C3. Press Ctrl-C to copy C3. Select the cell range and right-click to select Paste Special and Add to get the result. But we don't use this method in general because of its inflexibility, so it's only good for some simple and occasional calculations. You only need to know about it briefly. Functions are special formulas that carry out specified operation rules and return results. Hundreds of functions and their combinations in WPS spreadsheets are so powerful that they can implement diverse operations. Click the Formulas tab and click Insert Function to pop up a dialog where we can choose different types of functions. You can also click the FX button on the left of the formula bar to open the Insert Function dialog. In this course, we're not going to learn those complex functions, but only introduce you to the most used calculating functions. We can also go to the Auto Sum drop-down list to use the most used statistical functions, namely sum, average, max, and min, etc. Take this sales table as an example. We will explain how these functions work. The sum function is the most commonly used one, and its principle is to use addition in mathematical operations. Now we need to add the sales of all commodities. Click Sum and select the data area. Press the Enter key to sum quickly. What if we only want to get the total sales of computer? Very simple. We only need to delete the parameters in the brackets. Then click the cell F3 that contains the data for computer. Then enter a comma. Note, a comma is necessary to connect two non-adjacent areas. Finally, select the remaining data one by one and press the Enter key to get the final result. Here's one more tip. You can hold down Control when there are multiple cells to refer to. By doing so, the system will generate a comma to separate data. If we want to get the average sales, click the Auto Sum drop-down menu and click Average. Similarly, select the data area and press Enter to get the result. The count function can count the number of cells that contain values. For example, if we want to calculate the number of cells containing data quickly, we can click Count and select F3 through F18 to calculate the result, which is 16. If we replace F3 through F18 with C3 through C18, all we get is a 0. Why? Because the count function can only count the number of numerical values, so texts and spaces can't be counted. The max and min functions are very simple. They can tell you who is the maximum and minimum value of your selected area. I won't explain them in detail because the operations are the same. You can find 3 worksheets in this workbook, recording the monthly sales of various kinds of fruits. Observation reveals that the columns and rows of fruits in each sheet are arranged differently. For example, 10 kinds of fruits were sold in January, while only 8 kinds were marketed in February. Do you know how to quickly sum up in this special situation? There is a practical tool in WPS Spreadsheet that can help us solve it in a flash. The detailed steps are as follows. Create a new sheet and name it Summary. Click the Data tab and click Consolidate. In the pop-up dialog, select the cell range of the January sheet at Reference, click Add, and repeat the steps for the February and March sheets. We can calculate different values at Function, like summation, average, maximum, and minimum. Here, we want to calculate the summation. Check top row and left column and click OK. When all the data is consolidated, we only need to choose Format at Paste Special to get the final result. Another quick way is to select the cell range. Press the shortcut key Alt equals to sum up the data with one click. Here's another example. This table contains many empty cells to calculate, but some empty cells did not return the sum by simply pressing Alt equals. The solution is as follows. First, press Ctrl G to navigate, check blank, and click Go To. Then all the empty cells are selected, and press Alt equals again. Now all the selected cells return the sum automatically. At the end of this lesson, I'd like to share with you a couple of mathematical functions. Take this table as an example. Subtract with the IMSUB function. Input equals IMSUB in the targeted cell. Select cell B3, input comma, and select cell B4. Then press the Enter key. Multiply with the product function. Input equals product in the targeted cell. Select cell B3, input comma, and select cell B4. Then press the Enter key to get the products. There is no function for division calculation, but we can convert division into multiplication as division and multiplication are inverse operations. Input equals product in the targeted cells. Select cell B3, input comma, and select cell B4. Then change B4 in this formula to 1 over B4 and press the Enter key. Now let's summarize and review what we have learned in this lesson. 1. There are mainly 3 simple methods of calculations, namely calculating with calculation operators, calculating by pasting special, and calculating by functions. 2. We can reference cells when calculating with calculation operators or by functions, and formulas can be pasted or filled with a fill handle. 3. The consolidate function is quite powerful, and you can quickly get the summation using the shortcuts Alt equals. In WPS Spreadsheet, diverse methods can achieve the same results. Having learned the above calculation methods, you're free to choose those that suit you better. In the next lesson, we will learn the Find and Replace function in WPS Spreadsheet. Stay tuned.